what Quadasia said. So at the top of the page, it says Carol met with police officer Moreno of Beat 114, who was assigned to guard Blackmon, and learned that Romeca Blackmon was pronounced deceased at 9:42 hours, 0942, which is 9:42 a.m. by Dr. Starr from her being fired on to the right side of the face, located between the lower lip and the chin. Wow. That's okay. I'm gonna try to just read it. Okay, so the wound on the right side of the face located between the lower lip and the chin. The wound to the left thigh. Detective Carroll then learned that the victim's remains moved to the morgue office of Cook County Hospital. So Detective Carroll then relocated the morgue office and processed the remains of Romeca Blackmon. Detective Carroll observed multiple tattoos upon Blackmon's body, including the following. So she had a heart and a wing upon her right upper arm, flowers upon her right lower arm, a bird upon her right hip, animals upon her right calf, flowers upon her chest, flowers upon her upper left arm, a flower and the word daddy upon her left lower arm, flowers and diamonds upon her left thigh. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me check. Cause mic check. Oh, I'm way off there. Mic check. Okay. All right, y'all can hear me good. Thank you to everybody hitting the like button. Welcome in, Fatisha. Thank you for hitting the like button. You hear me good. Okay. All right. So Detective Carroll observed and noted the following personal property: one light blue crop top, long sleeve zip up sweatshirt soaked in, y'all know what, we can't keep saying the one word, but the red stuff, right? Soaked. I'll just say soaked. So one light blue crop top, long sleeve zip up sweatshirt soaked. One matching light blue sweatpants soaked. One pair of light blue underwear. One pair of black rubber gym shoes. And one pair of metal stud earrings. Okay, so it goes on to say Detective Carroll then relocated the area of 3 detective divisions located at 2452 West Belmont Avenue of Chicago, and was able to make contact with, they blacked it out, so redacted. It was redacted. So contact with blank, I'll say blank, at 3:35 p.m. via telephone. Romeca Blackmon and Detective Carroll informed blank was deceased. Detective Carroll gave blank the medical examiner number and informed her how to make contact with the Cook County Medical Examiner's office. So now, September 8th, 2025 at 11:07 a.m., RD, along with Detective Farrell, spoke with Quadasia Johnson in the interview room A, with ERA activated at Area 3 Detective Division, located at 2452 West Belmont Avenue, Chicago. So the interview of Quadasia M. Johnson. RD advised Quadasia Johnson of her Miranda rights at 11:09 a.m. with Detective Farrell present. Quadasia Johnson agreed to speak with RDs and stated that following in the summary. So she agreed to speak with RDs and stated the following in the summary. Quadasia Johnson stated that blank blank was the father of her child and that they had been together for about 2 years. Quadasia Johnson stated that her and blank blank's son was 6 months old and was in the back seat of her car when Romeca put up on them. Quadasia stated that she has a restraining order against Romeca and that they have been trying to serve her since December of last year. Quadasia stated that she got the order of protection against Romeca Blackmon because of continuous and numerous threats that Romeca Blackmon made against her, her family, and her friends, and her grandmother. Quadasia Johnson stated that Romeca Blackmon had been harassing her since she was pregnant, starting in October of 2024. Now, I do want to say here that encounter that we seen at the hotel at Romeca and Carlos' son's party out of birthday celebration, they was out of town together. That was September. That was a month before this. What she's saying right here. So we seen how they was communicating that day. We seen how Romeca was talking to her that day, and it wasn't as reckless as she want people to believe. Or as a matter of fact, that might have been, yeah, that would have been, yeah, that would have been the time when she was pregnant. Yep. So right after that is when she's saying that all of this started. And Romeca Blackmon have a 6-month-old child together. Okay, so she was pregnant. Wait, hold on. Let me start over. Had been harassing her since she was pregnant, starting October of 2024. But she never even mentioned the her talking to her the month before when her and Carlos was out of town, and the conversation was just fine, really, between them. Of course, she clocked Carlos upside his head, but he didn't. She didn't do nothing to her. But anyway, and Quadasia even mentioned that in the court, talking about um, she could hear her hit her son's father, and the son told her, "Why don't hit my daddy?" or something. She brought that up in court as if it was about her. It wasn't her fight again. But anyway, um, so Quadasia Johnson stated that she felt the threat from Romeca was very credible, that she feared for her life, and that the blood on her clothes was that of Romeca. Quadasia stated that Romeca Blackmon was waiting for them outside of blank blank house today. I'm gonna repeat that again, because we do remember that they said that they was trying to say that she was at the house at first, and we know that she wasn't at the house. So why she speak about something being credible, what she just said makes her not credible. But Quadasia Johnson stated that she felt the threat from Romeca Blackmon were credible, and that she feared for her life, and that the whatever was on her clothes, it came from Romeca. Quadasia stated that Romeca Blackmon was waiting for them outside of blank blank's house today. Quadasia Johnson stated, see that kind of, anyway, Quadasia Johnson stated that blank blank lives right there where the incident happened. Quadasia Johnson stated that she wanted to talk to RDs about the incident but first wanted to speak to her lawyer. This concluded the interview, once she said that, of Quadasia Johnson. For a detailed account of the interview. Okay, now let's go over this right quick. Hold on. Let me read this. So September 9th, 2025 at 10:28 a.m. along with Detective RDs along with Detective Farrell's relocated at, they probably just the same thing I already read. Hold on. So RDs met with Judge Ravano Das, who approved and signed 2 search warrants for victim Romeca Blackmon's cell phone and offender Quadasia Johnson's cell phone. Then it goes on to say on September 9th at 3:26, RDs along with ASA and Jutla met with blank at Area 3 Division, Detective Division, located at 2452 Belmont. The following interview should be considered. Okay, so we're going to go into another interview. But before we do that, with Quadasia stuff being so short, I'm going to go over something. Because if she said this in her statements, her first initial statements, then she can't go on and say something different that her lawyer is saying. Like, I mean, was she waiting for them at the house, or what? Did she block them in and all that over on Cermak? Like, she can't do both. So yeah, Gretchen, her statements was a lie. Everything is a lie, and everything that her lawyer is saying is built off of a lie. She a big face liar. Exactly, Hanaya. Well, that was also Romeca child father first. Exactly. Romeca put over for Carlos, but Holly inserted herself. Yep. For the video at the hotel, that wasn't threatening her. So where is plenty of lies was told. Yep. So there, yep, Romeca was talking cordial to her, to me, and she was listening to her more like, what you say, Holly? I mean, to me, she wasn't irate with her. She was really just trying to understand what was going on at the time. I mean, she was just learning something different. Well, Holly said you called her your baby call her your baby mama at the club. Yeah, Holly was on the phone stirring up stuff the month before, but then you want to go and talk about October of 2024. How about September, when you were so casually on the phone with her? Speaking friendly with her, or well, really poking her is really what she was doing. But for her to say, okay, Quadasia stated that she has a restraining order against Romeca and that they have been trying to serve her since December of last year, which that would have been of 2023, I believe. So what I got to get my dates right, but because that December, her going for the restraining order at the end of last year, that would have been 2023. So the incident, yes, that's right. The incident at the hotel was a year before. Right? Because Romeca's son had a birthday right after she passed. So that was the year before when they were at the hotel. That would have been September of 2023, right? Okay, so but let me get down to this part where she's talking about Quadasia stated that Romeca had been harassing her since she was pregnant in October of 2024. But so she wants to say that Romeca been harassing her, but she was the one that told her about the pregnancy. So can we make that make sense? She was the one that told her all this stuff. She was the one that called her and told her about her robe that she left over Los's house. So what month was that? You know what I'm saying? Like, she gonna get caught up in all of her lies. Because the stuff that she was doing was before she even went to file all of this. So she was poking a bear just so she could have a reason to go do all of this. And it's just really disgusting, and it's clear as day. So Quadasia Johnson stated that blank and Romeca Blackmon have a 6-year-old child together. Quadasia stated that she felt the threat from Romeca Blackmon's were credible, that she feared for her life, and that the stuff on her clothes was from her. Girl, you wasn't in fear because you would have got in your car and left. You wouldn't have stuck around to try to figure it out because you would have been too scared to do so. Quadasia Johnson stated that Romeca Blackmon was waiting for them. This part right here. Romeca was waiting for them outside of blank blank's house. So did this happen a different time, or is she talking about the time when that it actually did happen? Because where was she? See, that she's not even credible herself. We can't believe nothing she say. This is what she told the police the day that it happened. I've never heard this, but this is a big problem. If this came out of her mouth, she could have just not said anything. But instead, she said this. Johnson stated that Romeca Blackmon was waiting for them outside of blank blank's house. So then, if that's the case, how can Carlos then say what he said about all the stuff that we about to read that he said? Both of them can't be true. So both of them can't be true because we've been hearing the whole time that Holly, well, some of the time, some people say Holly was already sitting in her car. And then, according to what I think Ari wrote up, is that they were in the car together, exiting the alley, and something about her putting the baby in the car and all that. But I don't believe that either because Romeca bust a U-turn right at, it's like they went through the light as she was about to bust a U-turn. You know, it was a matter of who caught the light. So they arrived at the same time. So man, everything can't be true though, y'all, right? Make it make sense, y'all. Everyone knows when a person has a weapon for a reason, they get bad. Exactly. Really, for any and everything. Different stories. It's hard to keep up with lies. Well, here's one thing. We can really pay attention to this because this came out of her mouth. And that's what I wanted to know. What actually came out of their mouth? Because we can, anything else is third and second and fourth party. Like this actually came out of her mouth. And some of the stuff that I glanced across and seen that Carlos was saying, that's where everybody that's speaking up for Carlos, that's where they got it from. Shout out to Tay T. Shout out to my member in the building. Shout out to Gretchen. Shout out to my sleuth in the building. Shout out to y'all. Let me see. Gretchen says, oh, did I just read that yet? Welcome in, fam. Shout out to KG Summer Mommy. How you doing, fam? That's crazy because why didn't Holly call the police at Carlos' house? Thank you. That damn Holly is a compulsive liar, ain't she? Flat the hell out. She says she was waiting for them at the house. This is what I'm reading in black and white. Let me pull it up because I do have that part. Let me see. That's what she said. Is that it right there? Let me move the comment. Just lies, man. Lies on top of lies. I think she was already in the car. Me too. And Carlos stopped over there to talk to her, not to drop off her baby. I think she was definitely sitting in the car because that's what it looked like. Her car window was down. In the video that I got, her window was down to her car like she had been sitting in the car. I don't believe she slept in. I don't know. I don't believe she slept in the car and they was into it and stuff. But I do believe. Let's see if I got that up here. Okay, I thought I had the position of the cars, and I mean, you do see the position of the cars, but I thought it was just a quiet video. But anyways, Y'all see it. That's what she said. Okay. Quadasia stated that blank blank lives right there where the incident happened. Romeca was waiting for them outside of blank blank's house. Oh my God. So the fact that she lied proves that they set her up. They timed her and everything. And why would you even lie? And all them cameras and witnesses. Like, why would you even lie in there? Like, by this time, she done been into it. The witness just said what she just said. All these witnesses, and you still gonna go in there and lie and say that she was outside the house? And Quadasia Johnson stated that blank blank lives there, right there where the incident happened. Quadasia stated that she wanted to talk to RD about the incident, but first wanted to speak to her lawyer. This concluded, girl, you should have just said that first, cause I'm glad she said this though. I'm glad, cause everything. Come on, man, insane, y'all. Did y'all notice she said this stuff? The stuff that her lawyer is writing up, she not getting it out the sky. Somebody is telling this woman this stuff. He stopped on purpose, and they did time her. Yep, because they knew that she was late. She had posted it, right? Everybody saying that. Know that. No, he lives around the corner allegedly. Exactly. So how is she saying that, man? How? I don't see how Romeca was waiting at the house and also dropping off her kid at school. Something just ain't right with this girl, with that girl. Exactly. And she just really showing herself. Like, okay, so we gonna go to Carlos. We'll go to Carlos. Well, let's go to Quadajah's mom. Let's go to Quadajah's mom. Let me see if I could find that one on here. I think I put it in here. Y'all, please smack that thumbs up while I look for this.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. For sharing. For sharing. For sharing. Thank you for so much. Thank you for sharing. Join Sleuth Nation membership and become a sleuth for special members emojis, special badges by your name, and sneak peek videos. Join Sleuth Nation.
Dang, I'm so happy I looked down. I was on mute. I'm so happy I looked down. But okay, so here it is. Let's see. Now speaking to her lawyer and trying to change the story. Okay, she should know that she can't change the statement she made before wanting to speak to her lawyer. Exactly. That's why they say anything you say can and will be used against you. Like, don't say nothing if you don't want them to use it, because they using it. He live over by the school, but he doesn't live where the crime happened. Exactly. He lives close, but not right there. He stopped on purpose, and they did time her. Yep. Okay, I think I don't see how Romeca was waiting at the house. Okay. I'm going backwards. I think I know I missed some comments up here though. Both was at the same crime scene, but their stories are different. Okay, exactly. Exactly, man. Make it make sense. Okay, so all right, so this is coming from her mom. So blank blank related that she learned about Romeca Blackmon about a year ago, right after her daughter Quadasia Johnson got pregnant. So blank related that she remembers last Thanksgiving. Romeca Blackmon blank tires. Wait, what? Hold on. This hard to follow because they got all the stuff blocked out like this. Hold on. Blank related that she remembers last Thanksgiving. Romeca Blackmon, and it's a bunch of stuff blanked out. Tires while her daughter Quadasia Johnson was there. Oh, the incident where she slashes tires or whatever while she was there. Now that's a video that I showed y'all, and you could see Quadasia's car in the background. It was an arrow pointing to it. She ain't come outside that day. I guess that's the day that she had allegedly, busted out the windows or whatever. And but she said tires, so maybe okay. So Romeca Blackmon and blank Carlos's tires while she was upset. Blank blank and Quadasia Johnson were together and that she was pregnant. Blank related that Quadasia related to her that Romeca Johnson. What? Now they done messed up in this thing. But that is what it say. Blank related that Quadasia Johnson related to her that Romeca Blackmon, not Johnson, would call and threaten her by saying, I'm gonna beat the baby out of you and F that baby. That's what she said. I'll make him eat my pee. This is what she's saying. This is okay. Now, come on, man. When I heard this before, I didn't believe it, and I don't believe it now. Why would she say that about a baby? Anyway, that's just disgusting that they mind even go there. I believe that's how they mind work. But anyway, she gonna make the baby do that. Blank related that blank will receive calls from Romeca Blackmon, who would tell her that she was gonna beat Quadasia Johnson's ass and her old ass ALS blank. Is all this is blacked out. And her old ass, and it say ALS and then everything blocked out. Oh, y'all can see it. Stated that she received a call from Quadasia Johnson on September 8th, 2025 at 9:06. Wait, what? Stated that she received a call from Quadasia on September. Oh, so she was talking to her mother on the phone. She stated that she received a call from Quadasia on September 8th, 2025 at 9:06. That's who she was talking to on the phone, y'all. Blank related that Quadasia Johnson stated to her to come get my baby. I shot blank. What the hell? Y'all can see this. This is kind of weird. Here to come and get my baby. Out on me. It's blocked out. I can't see it. I shot and then it says ED out on me. Blank stated that she hung up the phone and had her brother pick her up so they could go to Chicago and pick up the baby. That's crazy. Girl, your people don't even live there. They got to take a trip to come and get your baby. Yeah, that's crazy. And she had to call somebody else to do it. So anyway, she hung up the phone and had her brother pick her up so they could go to Chicago and pick up the baby. Blank. See, if you gonna block it out, block out the whole word. This is crazy. Stated that they arrived at blank blank's house and that he was upstairs crying. Okay, so they arrived at Carlos' house, I guess, and he was upstairs crying. Blank stated that she went to Quadasia Johnson's house to pick up some clothes for her. Well, I don't know. Wait, who was crying? Hold on. I don't know. They got it blanked out. House, and that he was upstairs crying. Stated that. Hold on. So they could go to Chicago and pick up the baby. Blank stated that they arrived at blank blank's house and that he was upstairs crying. Stated that she went to Quadajah's house to pick up some clothes for her because Quadasia Johnson was cold. Blank stated that Quadasia Johnson would keep a gun on her no matter what. Blank stated that Quadasia Johnson related to her that she was scared of what Romeca might do to her. Blank stated that she spoke with blank a couple of days ago, but only about the baby. This concluded the interview. What y'all think about that? Let me see what y'all saying. Let me see what y'all saying. I'm gonna start at the bottom. How did the baby get back to the house if the baby's supposed to have been in the car? Did I just read the baby was in the house? Wait, I'm gonna read it again because I'm not sure. I might have missed something about what she's saying. Hold on. She said, "How did the baby get back to the house if the baby was supposed to have been in the car?" So much has been said, man. I don't know which part you going off of. What I'm reading or something that you already know. So she said, "Come get the baby." I wonder where. Okay, so one thing I remember Romeca's cousin saying, like, immediately after this happened, Carlos was rushing. He had went home and changed his clothes and all this and rushed to the school to try to get their son, right? And then I remember the cousin saying that they were trying to give Romeca's mother Holly's baby. So I'm assuming how I don't know where the baby was at because they had said Carlos left, but somebody would have had. I'm sure Carlos was the. I'm thinking Carlos was the one that made sure the baby was okay, or did the police take the baby? I don't know. The police must have took the baby. I don't know though, y'all. I'm gonna read what her mom said again. The mother related that she learned about Romeca about a year ago, right after Quadasia got pregnant. She related that she remembers last Thanksgiving Romeca something about Carlos tires while her daughter Quadasia was there. So that'll be another reason why she want to get a gun because she's scared. She don't want to throw no hand. She seen that she probably was peeping out the window. She was quiet as a mouse up there that day. Related that Romeca was upset and Quadasia Johnson were together. Carlos and Quadasia were together and that she was pregnant. Blank related that Quadasia Johnson related to her that Romeca would call and threaten her by saying, "I'm going to beat the baby out of you," after all that mess. Goodness gracious. And I forgot that was up there too. All that. Like, I got to move this off of here after it. Anyway. Um, I'll make him do that. Blank related that Blank would receive calls from Romeca who would tell her that she was gonna. Yeah, so her mother, I guess that's what probably the person, because we know that she claimed that she was calling her mother, that the mother would receive calls from Quadasia. On September 8th, 2025 at 9:06 a.m., Blank related that Quadasia Johnson stated to her to come get my baby eye shot and then that's out on me. Blank stated that she hung up the phone, had her brother pick her up so they could go to Chicago and pick up the baby. Stated that they arrived at Carlos, I guess Carlos's house, and that he was upstairs crying. Stated that she went to Quadasia Johnson's house to pick up some clothes for her because she was cold. So where did Quadasia live at the time? Blank stated that Quadasia would keep a weapon on her no matter what. Blank stated that Quadasia Johnson related to her that she was scared of what Romeca might do to her. Get out of here. Blank stated that she spoke with blank a couple of days ago, but only about the baby. Yeah. So whatever her mother is saying is what Quadasia is saying to her mother. That's what she's telling her mother. Shout out to Ashley Boy Mom. Welcome in, fam. Jazzy Wright is crazy. Let me see. I'm sure that Romeca knew that she was at his house at the time. He stated that he hadn't seen Romeca in a year. That's a lie. That's a lie because he had been saying that he hadn't talked to Romeca in 2 months. He had said that before, and he said what made them 2 months is the only time they wasn't talking. That's all. That's what he was saying before. I heard he was on. I know that he was on the panel the other day. I seen it, but I was busy doing something and I wasn't able to tap in. But that's a lie because he was just August 20th. He was just at her house tearing up shit, trying to get her fired from her job and all of that stuff. That when she called her, so he lying, right? So that was August 20th. Then August 24th was her sister and her Romeca's class reunion that he popped up to, right? And then August 30th was his class reunion that or 31st or whatever that he took his son to. So that's a lie. Like he had been talking to her. All these lies, man. And and how how you antagonize and taunt someone, then act though exactly. How do you say all the stuff that witness 3 said that you said, and then you want to cry, oh, I'm scared, I don't know what she might do to me? No, you just want to throw rocks and hide your damn hand, man. My sister Summer. Shout out to Janie. Welcome in, fam. Lies on lies, okay? Lord have mercy. Man, listen, Tate. She lived in Dallas Plains or something. Okay. I remember seeing that because I think I went to that address. It was like an apartment build. It was buildings all around. Yeah, I can't believe that he said that. So he actually said he stated he hadn't seen Romeca in a year. Why would you say that? Like when there's videos out here, you saying something else. Like what? Okay, so let's go to what he did say in his statement. Let's go to that. Where is it? What exactly did he say? And they talked about like stuff that they got. So I'll just read this part. It says offender's vehicle, black 2015 Chevrolet Cruze, and it says evidence. It says a copy of a search warrant, signed photocopy pictures A gunshot residue kit, one sealed ISP gunshot residue kit, um, administered to Quadasia Johnson in Area 3 interview room. So she got that residue kit done at 11:30 a.m. So when she was in there for questioning, after that they did that. Cell phone, pager, red iPhone in a case. Firearm, it says Taurus G2C 9mm Luger pistol 3.2 inches black. A pair of white in color socks recovered from the detective that was had stuff on it. Then they recovered beige in color sandals recovered. A pair of white socks recovered. A pair of beige color sandals. Black in color sweater recovered. Green in color pants recovered. Green in color sweater recovered. Blue jogging pants containing a disc containing video footage from 2137 um, South State Street. Disc containing, so this is all the evidence, but I mean it's all up under the car. Disc inside an envelope. Pink iPhone in a case. Wait, how many phones she got? Because I remember uh Romeca had a pink phone. So she had a red and a. Anyway, I'm gonna go back. It says a pink iPhone in a case, optical disc inside of an envelope, disc in a white envelope, disc in an envelope, OEMC tapes, optical disc inside an envelope, attorney visitation and attorney credentials, copy of RC or ARDC cartridge, probably, or just say card, I mean. And it says September 8th, 2025, optical disc in clear case. Okay, so let's go back to the pink iPhone in case. Hold on. And then I have read before that it says cell phone, pager, red iPhone in case. So how many iPhones? So she got two iPhones? Anyway, that's what it says, y'all. Then it goes on to say photo lineup advisory form, 6-pack photo lineup sheet. Oh, well, maybe because evidence, one is hers and one is Meeks, I guess. I don't know. It is just under evidence, but okay, 6-pack photo lineup, demographics form, original search warrant, for, and it has two different numbers. It has search warrant again, USB drive, photo array, photo live lineup advisory form, demographic sheet, gunfire bullet fragment, sealed envelope, marked projectile, or it say MK'd projectile, received from Dr. Oh, so for it, the fragments that came from her, they received them from the doctor. Gun, fire bullets, fragments, fired, bullets recovered from the dirt between the sidewalk and the steel fence at 20 West Cermak. Again, fired bullet fragment fired, bullet recovered from the dirt between the sidewalk and steel fence at 20 West Cermak. Fired cartridge, case, shot shell, FCC's head stamp Luger, which is the gun, 9mm, from the ground. Wait, I don't know what all this stuff means, but it's saying that fired cartridge, shell casings or whatever, case shots. Y'all know what I'm shell casings. So it says FCCS Head Stamp Luger Hornady 9mm received from ground. CSM